Hey, welcome. Welcome to Pandora.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Avatar sequel movie facts.
Out there beyond that fence, every living thing that crawls, flies, or squats in the mud wants to kill you and eat your eyes for jujubes.
List, we'll be looking at all of the biggest things we know about the upcoming sequels to James Cameron's Avatar. What are you most excited about with the upcoming Avatar movies? Anything we missed? Let us know in the comments below. Number 10. Multiple films in production. After Avatar came out in 2009, it broke box office records, and shortly after its astonishing success, James Cameron signed a deal to create 2 follow-up films.
Me and Norma here to drive these remotely controlled bodies called avatars.
Since their inception, the idea has been to film them simultaneously so they could be released in roughly 2-year increments. In 2016, Cameron announced there would be a total of 4 Avatar sequels.
This is dangerous.
This is great.
They've been following that plan since day one, with reports saying that a considerable amount of all slated films have already been filmed. Even with many delays, which we'll get to shortly, the groundwork has been laid for a lot of Avatar content to come.
I see you.
I see you.
Number 9. The reason for the delays. Did you know that the original Avatar was first slated for release in 1999? It was delayed constantly by the director because he felt the technology wasn't there yet to shape his vision.
I figured if we could do that, we could do anything. And of course, the answer that I got was, we can't do this. Nobody can do this.
But that's not the only reason it's been delayed this time. It's known he does demand a lot of his actors. In the first film, he sent his cast to the Hawaiian tropical rainforest to prepare them for the tribal settings before filming.
So we went to Kauai, we went way up in the mountains, and we acted out the scenes.
Writing of the sequels took considerably longer than expected, and of course COVID-19 halted production. The theatrical release has been delayed 8 times, but we're sure the result is going to be worth the wait. Number 8. New and old cast members. It's been confirmed that Avatar 2 will follow Jake and Neytiri as they raise their children on Pandora, potentially setting the new generation up as the protagonists for future films. Sam Worthington and Zoe Saldana will be returning for their roles, but we also have newcomers with unconfirmed roles.
I need your help.
You should not be here.
Actors like Kate Winslet, Jermaine Clement, Vin Diesel, Una Chaplin, Cliff Curtis, Edie Falco, and more. Sigourney Weaver is confirmed to return, but not as the same character.
Grace, you know, I enjoy our little talks.
Oops.
The big bad from the first film, Colonel Miles Quaritch, will also be returning, despite being impaled with an arrow last time we saw him.
It's all over.
Nothing's over while I'm breathing.
It seems like the cast is geared for success with such a fantastic lineup. Number 7. $1 billion movies. James Cameron has a habit of spending exorbitant amounts of money on his films in the name of technological progression, and the Avatar sequels are no exception.
With Avatar, we had to do everything.
With an estimated collective budget of the movies being over $1 billion, it could be the most expensive film shoot of all time.
It's what pays for the whole party.
It's understandable given how adventurous the project is, half of it filmed in live action and the other half CGI. But given James's track record, we'll probably be seeing some phenomenal stuff as a result. The first entry made around $2.847 billion in the box office, so it's safe to say that people can expect a return on their investment.
So use what you've got and get me some results.
Number 6. Video game tie-ins. The Avatar property had a lot of extra content released after it hit theatres. There were action figures, books, even postage stamps. But one of the standout additions was the tie-in video game by Ubisoft Montreal. It featured a completely original story set before the events of the film. It was met with generally favourable reviews. As to be expected with what will be a groundbreaking release, Ubisoft is set to create a second standalone title named Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. announced at E3 2021, and the tantalizing details are sure to entice any fan. Number 5, the 3D experience returns. Remember the 3D movies which had you wearing some plastic glasses while you watched? While James Cameron's Avatar didn't pioneer the tech, it was its most notable usage in cinema.
I fell in love with 3D when I made my first 3D film, which was in '95.
The film is better experienced on the big screen, and having the environments pop out at you helped immerse you into the world. While the add-on has mostly taken a back seat in recent years, James hasn't given up on it.
When we first looked at the camera system, we called it the reality camera system, or the RCS, because we were trying to mimic the human eyesight experience, so reality, if you will.
In 2016, it was reported that he had been trying to push for a glasses-free 3D experience. James disputed these rumours as he didn't think the tech would be ready for a 2018 release. But that doesn't rule out that the glasses might make a return.
3D movies create an immersive experience for the audience. Images appear to fill the empty space between the moviegoers and the screen.
Number 4, industry-changing technology. What technology is so groundbreaking to make James Cameron wait this long to release his movies? As one of the most prolific directors of all time, he has a lot of sway in the industry.
And I saw this little glint in Jim's eye, and I knew he was up to something, but he didn't tell any of us. He didn't tell me.
So when Cameron wanted a completely new camera for his film, Sony actually made one called Venice, with his specifications in mind. Industry-leading visual effects company Weta Digital helped Avatar use motion capture to create CGI performances that still hold up to this day.
I was on a quest for the Holy Grail, and the Holy Grail was to be able to reproduce full human emotion in a CG character.
So of course, he had to one-up himself again because this film now has motion capture that works underwater. This is an incredibly difficult feat, as most motion capture relies on light to be able to record the necessary data.
It was very important for us to make sure that whatever Zoe did, whatever Sam did, actually came through their avatars onto the screen and played as convincingly as when they were on the stage.
Number 3, record-breaking acting. It's not just the technology that is shattering expectations, but also the actors. The locations for Avatar 2 and onwards feature a lot of underwater scenes. Since the characters are performing while underwater, they're not always given breathing apparatus. It's just about holding your breath and taking some inspiration from our friends under the sea. But Kate Winslet wasn't going to let that stop her from giving it her all. During filming, she broke the record for the longest recorded sequence filmed underwater, holding her breath for 7 minutes. This record had previously been held by Tom Cruise for a scene during Mission Impossible: Rogue Nation, which was 6 minutes. It was so grueling, afterwards Winslet thought she had died. Number 2, the Story of New Pandora. You may be wondering why Kate Winslet had to hold her breath for so long in the first place. The story of the new Avatar films will be set years after the original. The scripts reportedly took around 4 years to write and will have an overarching plot connecting all the films. New and old characters will return, but perhaps the most exciting part is a bigger glimpse into the world of Pandora. It turns out that there are tribes who live exclusively underwater, which might explain Winslet's underwater Na'vi ceremony scene. We also know that the working titles for the 3 follow-ups are Way of Water, The Tolkien Rider, and The Quest Eowa.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, insane attention to detail. If all of the previous entries aren't enough to convince you that the Avatar films are going to be insane, then let's look at the finer details. James Cameron went to incredible lengths to figure out every single detail in the world of Pandora.
We just try to be kind of true to what people loved about the first film and take it into, whole new areas, like a lot of our scenes are in the ocean.
This included extensive research into creating the environments, even considering filming part of the film in the Challenger Deep, the deepest point of the Mariana Trench.
This is a vast, frontier down there that's going to take us a while to understand. The impression to me was that it was very lunar, very desolate place, very isolated.
He spent years developing the language and music with linguistic experts. But perhaps the most heartwarming is that he recruited deaf actor CJ Jones to assist in developing an original alien sign language. How awesome is that?
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.